Hey there, viewers, welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. Got a little reflection there. 2013 Chevrolet Silverado. It's been a long time since you folks had a good old-fashioned brake job. My boy Josh is off today, so I'm in charge of brakes and tires and all the stuff that he normally does. So I thought I'd bring it along. I know we've done these in the past and they all seem the same, but you seem to like them, so let's do it. I can't remember the last time we've done a brake job video. It's been a while. And with any luck, the phone will ring, the door will ding. I'm definitely gonna drop stuff. The air compressor will go off. It'll be great, good times. This baby's pretty clean. For a 13 anyways. We need a 19. That's millimeters. Pull the caliper off. Zip zap the bolts out of that. Those are out. I don't think the brake on this side is wore down near as much as it is, or was, or is on the other side. So this is brake pads from the driver's side. I already did that. She's thin. She is about one pump away from scraping. This side, not as bad. Now the rotor on the other side was pretty chowdered up on the inside. Ah, there we go. First droppy, second droppy anyways that you guys know of. This one's not as bad. So the inside of the rotor's pretty nasty looking. Nasty. Like big nasty. And what I want to do is I want to make sure, hey, there's the door dinger. We're almost where we need to be. Phone ring, air compressor. I want to make sure that the pistons will compress in here. Now I've already checked to make sure there's enough room in the reservoir under the hood, and there is. If you feel so inclined to open the bleeder to press them in, feel free to do so. That baby pressed in good. We're going to hang it with the hook. Somewhere's up here where it won't stress the brake hose as much. What's up, Mrs. O?
There's a YouTuber here.
Oh my gosh.
The Rotten Donuts, though.
From where? Krispy Kreme?
No.
Dunkin' Donuts?
No. Oh, I mean, like a legit place.
Like a donut place? Mm-hmm. Paula's Donuts from? Mm-mm. Alright, I better go have a look. Sounds important. We're back. We're back. A couple nice YouTube folks. Well, I'll just ruin my glove in one little blurp of the throttle. No big deal. Where were we? Set that down before I drop it. There's our bracket. We'll remove the hardware because we always install new hardware, and of course we're going to clean it up in there. Excuse me. Donuts, they were from the Wegmans. It's kind of an East Coast grocery store. And we're going to clean it up in there with the sandblaster. Of course, we'll make sure our pins are free and lubed. They look pretty good. Check the other one. What's up, Mrs. O?
Would an 07 Impreza take just conventional?
Plain old conventional.
And do you think it's less than 5 quarts?
It is 4.2 actually, I think on those, or 4.3.
I knew you'd know.
I try to do what I can, Mrs. O.
You know everything.
I know. There's the inside of that rotor. Hey, girl. Chunky. See, chunky. Well, we're standing here. Clean up this hub a little bit. Now, she's pretty clean now. This rotor only sits on the two raised faces of this wheel bearing. I think I just called it a rotor. So that's what we want to clean up, are those two areas. This rust is almost superficial. And by that I mean it's just not real thick. We'll still polish it. Now we're going to need that hose for the sandblaster. What else do we need? Oh, I know what we need. Listen. Oh, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. Oh, I totally missed. Wow, what a botch job. There it is. It's been a while, folks. I haven't got my brake clean on in some time, actually. So I'm just gonna get that last little bit under there. Just with a wire brush. Now, if that is heavy rust, it has to be removed because you don't want your brake rotor sitting on there all cattywampus. It'll put a little shimmy in your pedal and your steering wheel and everything else. Everything else that's jiggly. Brake clean cam. Oh yeah. I just didn't want you guys to miss the compressor. Complete without the compressor. No brake video anyways. Little Roger's over here winding down. Still going strong. Oh, Roger. Actually, the real Roger, the guy I brought it from, it's got in a car accident. Made our lights in the shop flicker. Whacked a pole here at the end of Main Street. He's getting a little old. Up there in the age where I think he's no longer driving now. He's okay, I mean, he lived, but had a little bit of an accident. So I just cleaned that out. You guys have probably seen it in the past. I didn't just wire wheel it. We threw it in a sandblaster, which I can't really record because you can't really see. But I will say this, I changed out the media in it, I don't know, a month or so ago, and I usually run the old Black Beauty coal slag. It's extra coarse, you know. And I go down to the other Tractor Supply to get it. They don't have any, but they do have the equivalent in a glass bead, which that was a mistake. It was the coarse glass beads. Absolutely terrible, I'll tell you that. I'll never do that again. They just don't work that way. They polish nice, but as far as cut and rust, not good. Now on these Chevrolets, the inside pad is the one with the flat bottom. Of course, this is labeled inner with the napper adaptive ones, but you can clearly see the difference between the inner and the outer. Now you can't go mixing them up. You can't, like physically you can't, so no worries there. And of course we put on new brake hardware, as we always do. Sometimes these are a bit of a piss pot because they have the little catches on them to keep the pads from coming back off, and you have to overcome the tension on those. See, it keeps the pad from coming back off. It's just a little raised mark on the hardware. So you have to get past those, and then your pad should move nice and free with your digits. Same thing on the outer pad. Get past those little catches. Everything's nice and free. Should stay in there for you. We're going to have another gander at the pins here. Make sure they appear to be sufficiently lubricated. And they do, so I'm not going to add any more goo to them. All right, we're almost done. Premium. Made in China, engineered in America. These aren't just premium, they're ultra premium. 100% polymer coated, corrosion resistant, and the best part is that they're certified safe by the Certified Safety Company. I don't exactly know what that means, but it's got to be good. I'm gonna give her a little Tuda fluid film on there, help cut down on the corrosion. Now we're gonna get a wheel nut and an old axle nut. And somebody's been here before because it did not have the bolt that holds the rotor on, which is typically missing. Ding dong. I just used the axle nut just to take up space, just to hold it on there for us. Get us some light so we can all see. And then we're going to put our bracket back on. We're going to be using a new product brought to you by Permatex. Not a sponsor of the show. It is their new orange thread locker. It has the strength of red but releases with common hand tools. Strength of red but releases like blue. I bought some because I thought it was the big bottle. It's not. It is the 0.34 fluid ounce bottle. New invention by them. I don't see Loctite making it yet, and it's kind of expensive for what it is. And I just rip some. So we'll put a little on our caliper bracket bolts. You don't need you don't need a whole lot of schmoo on there. It looks like the stuff GM uses from the factory, but I think it's about 11 bucks for this 0.34 ounce bottle. $10.99, I believe it was. I think that's what it was on the Amazon. I bought my first couple bottles from Napper. I wish they sponsored me with it because it's kind of spendy for what it is. Of course, you could just use the blue if you wanted to, or nothing, or never seize, just tighten the crap out of them. The advantage sometimes in the Northeast of using the Loctite is because it keeps the threads from getting corroded. Not so much its Loctiting abilities, which are nice, you know, when your brakes don't fall off, but if you can keep the schmoo out of the threads, that's even better. There she is. Beautiful. Now we're on to step 3. There goes my light. I'm gonna move our caliper back up on the top. Have another gander at that. Make sure everything looks good and clean on it. No big rust chunks. Now there's a little bit of surface rust there. We're gonna lube up our pistons. Any metal to metal contact we like to apply a little bit of grease to. Caliper grease, silicone grease, whatever it is, whatever your fancy is, I suppose. Some people get really pumped that I use Ceramic Extreme by Permatex. Wow, they should really sponsor us. They're getting a lot of props. It's stuff I've used for a long time, been through many bottles of it. I've suffered no repercussions from using it in the negative sense. So I will continue to use it. I've used Stay Lube in the past and have been successful with it. I've used regular, just clear silicone brake caliper grease and have had no problems with that. I'm not a lube snob. I just usually tend to stick with whatever has worked for me. Whoa, man! Yeah, baby. I'm batting 1,000 today. I like to line up the top one. Pushing our pads, swing her down. That way we're not getting grease all over the place. And this is pretty much it. Wow, of course you gotta put the tire on and drive it and all that stuff. Now don't go whaling these ones out with the impact because you could get them a little too tight. Find the socket here, 19. We'll torque them to spec. That's good. That's good. That's better. Everything's loose and floppy as it should be. Bring the wheel back over. Come on. There we go. Get the wheel up. Prop it on your belly. Helps hold it. Don't be a ding dong. Even look at those things sideways, they break, so don't look at it sideways. Hey, Wolfie. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Hey. Everybody's plugged in.
Oh boy.
Being a mom again.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to get work.
E-mom. What's up, dog?
What?
Can anybody hear me? Y'all have things in your ears? You got anything in your ears?
No.
Just wax? Mold?
Charging.
Huh?
They're charging.
Oh, they're charging. Oh, you got to get recharged, huh?
They died. They did.
Well, Shiva, look at her. Poor dog. Wolfie. She won't even let you over here have a snack, huh?
You gonna eat lunch today?
You betcha. What are you making me? Ooh, some smack and cheese left over. Smells like venison / bacon burger.
I have to disagree with the bacon in the burger.
You don't like it.
It burns.
It gets crispy.
Okay.
You cooked it too high.
No, I didn't.
You cooked it too high.
I don't think so.
It still looks good. It gives it like a good crisp, you know.
I mean, yeah, if you're into that,
you get the good crisp there.
This one's yours. Do you want to try it?
Let me have a bite.
Is it hot?
Look, that's delicious.
It's perfect.
Perfectly cooked.
I watched this thing about making smash burgers, and they're supposed to be like more flavor in them. What do you think?
Smash burger? What's that? I can't tell by the title.
There's nothing in it. It's just the technique of how you make the burger into like, so you don't, he said manhandle it, and you take the burger and it's kind of like, you know, got little pockets in it, and you just make a light ball with it, and then you smash it into your hot pan or whatever you're gonna cook it in.
That's basically how you make a hamburger anyways.
No,
you make a little ball, you smash it around.
Usually you get like it, and you smash it, and you get a nice, you know, not fall apart. This is supposed to let more flavor in it and through it, and I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I like
Does it
eating
any
it.
better? You
I
like
like
to eat
I like
the-
eating the crispy bits out of the pan.
The crumbs.
Yeah. And that is some
Leftover mac and cheese.
yeah, but what is in it again?
Spinach artichoke mac and cheese.
Spinach artichoke mac and cheese.
I didn't make it.
Not a
so
sponsor. Not homemade.
Didn't make it. So
Wow! Almost tripped over you, bro. Hey, what are you watching? Oh, watching that guy, huh?
What's this is for?
It goes
Wow,
in
feeding
the-
them soda and keeping them on electronics. Way to
It's their
go.
vacation.
Way to go, Mrs. O. Did you see this, Trina?
Yeah.
What? We'll eat all them after lunch. Got it.
I'm allowed to have
What'd you say, sweetie?
Can I get one?
No, you're not allowed to have one.
Mama said I could have one if
You
I
probably have ate
What?
all of that candy over there today.
Yeah, who ate the extra Ferrero Rocher? Did you eat it?
I have had one.
Oh, okay. That's the one that's missing. Alright, your food's ready.
Okay.
It's getting cold.
All right, folks, that's it. I'm gonna go in and eat my lunch. I'm gonna take this Chevrolet for a rip. We're gonna do our normal rip around town, hit a few stop signs. Hopefully not hit them, but stop at them. Make sure everything's good and smooth, and it should be. Give it back to the customer and move on to the next one. I've got to get motoring because I've got a 1 o'clock and it's 1:45, so I've got a few minutes to eat lunch and then do the next job. So how about you do your job and go down there to that comment box, leave your questions, comments, criticisms, concerns, subscribe, ring that bell. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.